We're heading out on the first ever trip on a new paddleboard, the Niphean all-rounder 11-foot SUP. Now the first thing we've come up against, not an issue, I knew it was going to happen, but loading the board up, you've got to get a little bit deep because the dagger board in the middle is quite big. In a bit deeper, when's it going to actually float? Right, it's floating there. But we knew that was going to happen, we predicted that on land. That was one of the cons of the centre dagger board. But once we're up and moving, it should be more of a help than a hindrance. This is a massive bungee system here, which is good for bags and stuff. And for the first trip, you've got to go all out. I thought I'd try the little gadgets and accessories, see if I like and get on with them or not. Wouldn't like to fall on that. But yeah, we'll see how we get on with that. Now I'm not going to attach this just yet, but I've brought it just to try it out. So at least I've given it a go. But we're going to tuck this under here for a minute. So we're all packed up, good to go, not too bad to be fair. Just get the feet wet a little bit more than usual. I've just got a single paddle today, not going to be doing anything too serious with the kayaking, so left the other attachment back in the car. Now I'm wondering how deep I actually need to be. Oh, that's fine there. Obviously it's going to go down a little bit when I stand on it, but I wonder if I notice an immediate difference with the stability in the direction or not. First stand up on the new board. We're going to go downstream for a little bit. Cool, yeah, it does feel nice and stable to be fair. Feels quick as well, cuts right through the water. All these reeds in this river, I can feel it catching the centre fin, which again was obviously going to happen. This paddleboard is a bit more sort of like pointy and a bit more of a touring sort of shape compared to my last one, so I'm hoping it will cut through the water a bit nicer and be better on the longer paddles. Feels like I'm swapping sides quite a lot, more than I was expecting to need to. Slightly longer this board compared to my last one as well. Last one I think 10 foot 6 inches, this one's 11 foot. Nice bit of algae to get through here. Oh no, swans up ahead. So it's scraping along the bottom. It's funny how this is gathered right in this corner. I'm pretty sure as well this paddle sort of surface area is a lot smaller than my current one. I'll do a little like for like and put it on screen so I can see, because this is going to make it be a bit slower and less power per stroke. Oh, I don't... Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ! What was that? Nearly went in. Oh God, that caught me unexpectedly. I was looking upstream as well. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a culprit right on that big log there. I got caught on my centre fin. I can't believe I didn't end up in the drink. Whew. Kept holding my water bottle just about though, that's good. I wasn't concentrating, I was looking upstream, so I was thinking, well, I think there's some swans tucked around this corner that I'm eyeing up. And also, it looks like a big branch has come down over there. God, literally, I can't believe I didn't end up in the water then. Thought I was a goner, for sure. Of course, it's a big tree to come down here, isn't it? Now here I can't see if there's any more obstacles underwater, so I'm going to go through very slowly. God, yeah, look, that big old tree's come down there. This whole thing's got into it. God. Now obviously there's a lot of stuff getting caught on the centre fin here because we're going through some thick algae and God knows what else underneath here. These swans being very, very kind, giving way to the traffic. Just gonna make my way through. Nothing to see here, boys. You just enjoy yourself and I'll enjoy myself. Oh, a little bit stuck here as well. Oh, getting pulled back. I'm on all these sticks here. Oh, it's that one there, I reckon. Try and knock it underneath. Oh, I'm really getting stuck on this. God, I don't think it's gonna be this bad. Must be all those little bits of twigs at the top there. These ones are thinking, hurry up mate, just go through. Honestly, I am trying. Whee, we're through, I think. Oh. Well, at least they're friendly-ish. They look like they're getting a little bit more interested. But I don't want to be looking at the swans so much, I don't concentrate on what's underneath me. Right, I think we're swan safe. Now let's try and keep standing up. Okay, so that was a challenge. If you're doing anything too sort of shallow and things that might be overgrown a little bit with trees falling in and then branches and that sort of stuff, I might opt to leave the dagger board out. Cool, you got me on high alert now, just looking down at the water the whole time. I still can't believe I survived that. I literally thought I was an absolute goner coming through there, and that made me second guess this like drinks carrier, because I just saw myself falling towards it and I just thought I'm going to impale myself on my bottle, because landed on that would not be very comfy, and if you landed on it and sort of kinked in it, I'm not sure how good that would be for the actual paddleboard there where it's connected. It might damage it and pop it, I guess. Turns really nicely. I thought it was going to be a little tricky to turn because of the length and that dagger board. I didn't think it was going to be as manoeuvrable as it is, but it actually is completely fine if you want to spin it around. 180 pretty much with just one smooth stroke. Turns pretty nicely, but I guess that's because the dagger board's right in the middle, so it doesn't sort of stop your ends going round too much either side. I love doing all this sort of stuff when I'm out paddleboarding, but this might not be the best paddleboard to do it on. Coming in way too quick. I love doing a bit of off-piste, but this one might severely limit where I can squeeze through. Bit windy. Right, through that bit. Woo! Yeah! And for that one as well, why not? Thank you very much. And we're going to go the other side of the river. I wonder how shallow it is on this side. Something to keep an eye out for. Yeah, I can see the water bottom, so it's quite shallow. Hopefully I'll make it through, because I'm squatting down in the right vulnerable position at the moment. It'd send me absolutely flying if they slammed the brakes on. I'm through. Hello you cows. Fancy seeing you here. Hello. I want to get a nice straight bit so I can see how much speed we can get and see if I can feel the difference in the tracking, but I'm not brave enough to boot it through here because I feel like there could be some branches. That willow blowing in the wind is nuts. It sounds like a door creaking open and shut. Don't want any underwater branches to catch me through these little bits. I think we would have been all right, but better safe than sorry. Let's get a little bit of speed along this bit, shall we? Come on in. So it does seem to turn quite quickly. You can adjust your paddle sort of stroke and a direct, oh my god. Cool, I was lucky, I thought I was going to hit that. Could just about push it down to ground. I don't know if I was actually going to clip it or not, but it felt like I was. Oh god, there's loads of branches down in this little route. God, look, this one's come down. This one over there has come down as well. Can you even get round here? Looks like you can get round. Let's see if we can get through. Oh, well, it's shallow there. All right, made it. Now let's go for some speed. He says. Yeah, about sort of 3-4 strokes each side, and then you probably want to change. Yeah, you don't want to do too many more. I reckon 5 is going to make you zigzag a little bit too much. Woo! When you stop paddling, it seems to slow down quite quickly, but I can only assume it's got loads of stuff caught around that centre fin, which is adding a bit more drag, and when you stop paddling just puts the brakes on even faster. So it's a little bit more of a knackering ride down the river through all this vegetation. And in terms of the actual board itself, it's got a little bit of flex in it, but I wouldn't say any more or less than my other paddle boards. I don't know if it's just me, but this one does feel ultra sort of stable. Feels like you can push it quite a long way either side and still not lose balance. And again, that's just because that big dagger board underneath is counteracting your movement and sort of slowing the tilt down a bit in the water. So if you're new to paddleboarding or you want to give it a try for the first time, but balance is your main issue, this could be a good option for you. Let's give this old seat a whirl, shall we? Gonna get a bit of a wet bum. That's all right. So I'll put this one here and this one here, and the top ones to the front D-rings. Put those on there. All right, that's quite good. It goes flat whilst it's on, so you can kind of just clamber over it, pop it up. Job's a good one. There we go. Now we've got a bloody kayak. The seat's actually not that bad, to be fair. It's actually quite comfy. Obviously I've only got a single paddle for this bit, but it does the job. Gives it a little try. Takes me back to the River Thames paddle. For those of you who don't know, a couple of years ago I set a world record, Guinness World Record, of being the fastest person to solo paddle the non-tidal length of the River Thames. That's a mouthful, isn't it? I'll put the video up in the top corner if you want to go have a little look. Another spot in this little stretch river. Give them plenty of space to go past. We can carry on up here a little bit further. Got that poke hunt that's going through these ones under the willows. Cool. How cool are these houses that have a little jetty straight out onto the river? That is sick. That is sick. Maybe one day I'm going to stand up again because it's not very efficient paddling like this. I'm actually just going to leave that on there until I get around this corner because it's a bit bloody windy. Whoa, really bloody windy. The actual paddle itself seems right though. There's not like too much flex in the shaft or anything, which is good. Alright, I'm going to spin it around and start heading back. Let's see what it's like with an old sort of pivot, sort of step back turn. Yeah, not too bad. Spins pretty good. That actually is quite nice for the balance as well, because as you saw then I kind of went a bit toe heavy, but the dagger board underneath stopped me going any further. So having that in at the front does actually give you a nice little bit of a time to react. Getting dizzy now. That little jump knocked that out as well. At least I get a little bit of assistance from the wind on this bit. Should be nice. Just spotted a little deer through there. Don't know if you can see it. Little deer just standing at the end of the field. Don't think it's a muntjac. I think it's a bit bigger than a muntjac. Even to it. Just a little bit cautious that I haven't seen that lone single swan again yet. Unless he's dipped into the reeds, I haven't spotted him somewhere. I reckon I'm going to be coming across him again pretty soon. And I don't want to come across him in some narrow section like this. Ideally, I was keeping my eyes out for him. If I see him again, he might have flown off, mightn't he? So, initial thoughts on the paddleboard so far. I feel like it's going slow, and I'm pretty sure there is loads of stuff gathered underneath my fins, which there normally is when you have 3 fins, but I'm thinking this centerboard is gathering way more than usual and slowing me down. I'll check it at the end of this video to see if that's true or not, but that's what I'm thinking in my head. Also, I've spent this whole paddle nervous as hell, just waiting for the next rock or twig or branch to catch me underneath and try and send me flying over the handlebars. So I feel like I'm on edge all the time with this big dagger board in the river. And I did think that maybe that's not suitable for local rivers around here, but if you're out at sea, perfect. Like, you know nothing's going to catch it out there, so you can let loose and you haven't got to worry about it. Even if you're on like a big lake or something as well, you shouldn't have to worry about it too much. Although there might be a bit more vegetation, there's not going to be loads of stuff to make you like fall in on the lake or in the sea. Well, not falling unexpectedly anyway. So those are 2 things that I'm not too sure about this paddleboard with. The seat's actually decent. I quite enjoy using the seat for a little bit of time. Maybe I'll try and do an actual proper paddle with the kayak paddle at some point as well. Try it out properly. But I will mainly be using this for paddleboarding, because I've got a purpose-built kayak at my parents'. I don't use much, but it makes sense just to use a proper one if you need to. The drink holder, I'm ditching the drink holder. I did think maybe you could put it on the mount at the front, so then it's not like as in your chest if you fall over, but it's not going to be very accessible if you need a drink. You can't grab it that easy if it's right at the front. So I think I'm just going to get rid of that and stick to how I used to. Just have it in a bag or under the bungee somewhere. Be much easier and safer. Other than that, it's served me alright so far. Bungee system, you can get loads of stuff under that, so no problems there. Haven't used the back one, haven't needed to yet, but again, I'm sure that one's decent. Grip deck, nice and grippy, no issues there either. It's got wet as well today, and I'm barefoot, and that's been absolutely fine. It's a big grip deck as well, it's literally from the back to the front, so if you need to do the step back turns or anything like that, then yeah, you're not going to slip on the PVC sort of material. There's already a few things that I already knew I won't use anymore with the sort of kit I got with this board. I'm not going to be using the paddle. I think the paddle itself is smaller, like the head and the surface area, so I won't be using that moving forwards, and plus I've got carbon on as well, so that's nice and light. Also as well, I'm not going to use a pump. I've got an electric pump, I prefer electric pump. I've been converted. Once you go there, you're never going back, trust me. I'm definitely going to try the dagger board out in the sea, so I'm looking forward to trying that. So I think that will make a massive difference there, and I won't have to worry about falling in because I've caught something underneath it. Yeah, let's carry on paddling back, see when we come across those swans. And I also need to see if this all fits back in the bag nicely as well, so I'll show you that in a bit. Giving them loads of space. I think they're only young, it's a young couple. They won't be that calm when the cygnet season comes around next summer. But yeah, thank you for being nice to me this time round, Bows. Pleasure doing business. Now, don't know if to try and go through here fast or slow. Don't want them sneaking up behind me either. If I try and take it literally as wide as I can. Oh God, we're stuck again. Oh, nice. Straight through pretty much. Happy days. God, that's going to cause a right old dam here. God, this is sludgy as hell to get through. I think this is what, yeah, that's what nearly sent me flying earlier. I remembered that. Literally getting blinded double by the river. I can't see a bloody thing. Oh, tree's gonna block out in a minute, so I should be able to see again. Oh, there you go, that's better. And back to the launch spot. Let's have a look underneath and see how much vegetation's on that dagger board. I'm gonna have to get much shallower than this. There. Oh, bloody hell, that's deep. Here's me hoping there's at least a few bits and pieces under here. Just slow me down, let's have a little look. Bring in a bit closer actually. Oh yeah, Jesus. There is loads there. Yeah, look at all those reeds. That's causing so much drag for little old me whilst I was trying to paddle down the river. And that is the issue with that big dagger board in the middle of the river. It's going to gather a few bits. This you can kind of cope with, but that's like twice the depth. So overall, pretty impressed with the new paddleboard setup. Apart from those few things I mentioned, but they are workable and there is things you can do to adapt and make them work. I'm not going to use a dagger board in the river for obvious reasons, all these reeds and that, but I am looking forward to trying it out in the sea and seeing how much difference it makes. I'm pretty impressed with the quality. I'm going to carry on putting it through its paces and see how it fares. If you like what you see, I'll leave a link to the product in the description. You can go check it out. Going to get all packed up now. It's been a successful first outing on the river. We're going to see if it actually fits back in that bag that's supplied with it, and I'll show you that in a sec. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that one. Remember, have fun, stay young, see ya. Put this strap back round again just to make it a bit more solid. Yeah, only just fitted it in, and that's without the pump, chair, puncture repair kit, but we're in. That's the main thing. Whoa.